Circe is the goddess of magic in Greek mythology. Her father is the Titan Helios, and her mother is Perseus, the daughter of another Titan, Oceanus. Circe is the first child of Perses, one of the nymph daughters of Oceanus, and Helios, also known as the sun god. Circe was ridiculed among the gods for having a voice that resembled a human's, and for her eyes being different from other Titans. Circe was never loved by her own family. Despite her father and grandfather being Titans, Circe was seen as a living disappointment due to her physical differences and the lack of any significant powers. With the birth of her siblings, Circe, already unloved by her parents, became completely disregarded. She had to continue her life as a person on the verge of being forgotten, which led to her being outcast and labeled as the disgrace of the family. Her real adventure, however, began when she fell in love with a mortal. She did everything she could to win his affection. But this and other similar actions were considered crimes by the gods. The punishment for these actions was her exile, condemning her to live alone on an island named Aiaie. Circe lives in the land where the gods bless everyone. Her lack of power and title drove her to seek knowledge more and more each day. She wanted to uncover her powers and to be remembered as someone who instilled fear in people's hearts. She desired to subdue heroes and, in short, began working toward becoming an Ai witch, from the place where she had been exiled. There is a term in fantasy worlds or mythological stories called Mary Sue, which refers to characters who are naturally talented and easily learn everything, gaining access to knowledge effortlessly. However, Circe is far from a Mary Sue. She is someone who has had to struggle throughout her life. The fact that everyone in Circe's world, including her own family, was her enemy, became one of the main driving forces behind her growth in power. Though she was a sorceress, she was not initially aware of her own abilities and couldn't perform magic as easily as others. In the place where she was exiled, she tried to make the most of the time given to her. Though she was not like Zeus, who wielded thunder with his hands, or Helios, who could burn with a single glance, she, like all gods, was immortal. She learned to make poisons from plants, prepared various spells using plants, and became known for turning the greedy men who came to her island into animals, emphasizing the witchcraft aspect of her story. Odysseus and Circe. Odysseus is the king of Ithaca, the son of Laertes and Anticlea, and is known for his great intelligence, earning him the title Cunning Odysseus. Because of this trait, he is protected by Athena. During his life in the palace, he is married to Penelope, who is a cousin of Helen, and together they have a son named Telemachus. Odysseus is forced to join the Trojan War following the abduction of Helen. He is unable to return to the island of Ilos for a long time, due to the anger of the gods caused by the trick they played during the Trojan War to win it, which made their journey home difficult. Odysseus is forced to go to the island where Circe resides. While hunting with his war companions on the island, Odysseus comes across Circe's home and sends his friends there. Though they initially resist the idea, they eventually agree to go. The followers, who try to persuade Circe to come outside, are rejected, but they accept her tempting invitation when she tells them they may enter. Eurylochus, who does not trust Circe, the sorceress who turned their friends into pigs, he returns to Odysseus to tell him about what happened. Odysseus, aware of the situation, begins to make plans to rescue his friends. During this time, Circe, who is very clever and attractive, falls in love with Odysseus. She offers to turn his friends back to their original forms if Odysseus agrees to stay with her. Odysseus, facing many difficulties on his journey home, accepts her offer. He stays with Circe and begins to live like a king on the island. Odysseus's return in Circe. After being pressured by the gods to return home, Odysseus can no longer bear the longing for his son and wife. After a year, he leaves Circe's side. On his journey home, Circe helps Odysseus and guides him. After his departure, she stays on the island with the children they had together. Circe is portrayed as a witch. In reality, she has never withheld her help from anyone who came to her. Thus, she is both a healer who helps everyone and a witch known for causing harm to powerful and greedy men. As a goddess of magic, Circe, who grows in strength, can also be seen as a goddess of the earth due to her bond with wild animals, the land, and plants. An outcast, she grew stronger in her exile and challenged the gods. Circe has always been viewed as an evil goddess. Her solitude is her strength. She is a woman nourished by the earth and the traditions forced upon her. And no matter how much they try to vilify her, her compassion and good intentions have always allowed her to win in the end.